Just give me that Minnesota Twins story again, please.
According to The Athletic, the Twins are reportedly planning to keep their stars.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Why do you think the Oviedo guy is here?
Exactly. Not to mention Sonny Gray.
And why do you think Sonny Gray and Oviedo and what's his face, Carabas and his ilk started talking super pen 2-3 weeks ago? Why? Obviously, I knew that the second they trade for Sonny Gray and talk him up off the record as a number 2, while not having the guts to talk to him or talk about him on the record as the number 2. But behind the scenes, they'll feed all the guys the rationale behind Sonny Gray being a number 2. Never mind the Oviedo. How do I pronounce the name?
Oviedo. You got it right.
Oviedo trade. Of course, that's why he's here. Because Joe Ryan's off the table. I'm sorry. I'm not yelling at you, Mark, but go ahead.
And according to John Heyman, Pete Alonso is attending the winter meetings and will meet with the Red Sox.
Okay, I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, and I think
I would hope so.
Yeah, I think they have a chance to land him. I don't think you're going to get Bregman and him, or Bregman and Schwarber, or Alonso and Schwarber. Not that the latter two would make sense, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
You're getting, of that poo-poo platter, you're getting one item.
That's what I think, too. And you might get, Polanco from the Mariners or something like that, but it'll be a lesser player. And you're going to get, what I would call B-plus free agents.
Scraps.
That's what you're going to get. I mean, it's, and the thing that I find amusing about this Joe Ryan story is that at the trade deadline, the Red Sox were claiming that they thought they were going to get Ryan. So now the Twins, and now recently, I don't know if you saw this, the Twins indicated they were never really close to moving Ryan at the trade deadline.
Huh.
So did the Red Sox just, I don't know.
Oh, spin a bunch of bull crap to try and feed their fans?
Yes.
And their gullible play-along media members that, they were in on him. What do you think?
Right. And make it sound like they were closer to getting him than they really were because they knew the price was outrageous.
Please.
And now they're unwilling to meet the price, so they went out and got Sonny Gray, who hates the Yankees, don't you know? Did you hear about that?
I saw this story today, too.
Good.
So, I just think...
Oh, no, but Cashman, you see the whole thing with Cashman today?
Yes. That Cashman said that when he met with Gray the year after they traded for him, that Gray admitted to him he never wanted to go there.
This guy's a disaster in the making.
He is, and he had... So the point being, if he said to the Yankees initially, trade me to New York, but he really hates it, what do you think he's saying to you?
Exactly. So he knows how to say the game publicly or talk the game publicly for his market or whatever the case is. But behind the scenes, what is he? He complained to Cashman that I can't leave my apartment. I don't even like leaving my apartment in New York. Now, Boston ain't New York, but it ain't Topeka, Sonny.
And in some ways, it can be worse leaving your room because they're going to recognize you.
And let me tell you, Mazz makes a great point. If you could, the guy doesn't like big cities? Wrong place, wrong team. But you are somewhat anonymous in New York as a celebrity. Here, oh my God, don't you dare walk into the cask. Oh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These poor guys. Don't go out in public. So he's going to find out that New York, in some respects, is a lot easier for a guy like him than Boston.
Especially someone like him. He looks like Joe Nobody.
And let me tell you something. We're worse. The media is almost worse. Well, I don't know. I may take that back. We can be worse. That's all I know. We can be.
The media's gone soft in this town, I think.
Sure has. It's probably gone soft in New York, too. But either way, this Sonny Gray, not a fit. Not a fit. When I read about the stuff in New York, good grief. But it's all a long way of saying, no kidding, Joe Ryan's off the table. He was off the table a month ago. That's why we're hearing about all this other junk. It's because he's off the table. They couldn't close the deal, or they don't want to pay the price. And, I know, Mazz, you said Ryan's only going to be $6 million this year. Maybe that is even too much, given these guys and the way they're going.
Well, so, my guess is it has more to do with the players the Twins want, because the money's nothing.
It feels that way.
It's nothing. So they don't want to trade the players. And, again, this comes down to service time. So let's say you have to give up 2 prospects to get Joe Ryan. Well, the Red Sox look at that as 12 years of service at controllable costs for a guy who's going to give them 2. And don't you know that Alex Spear reported last week that the numbers for Sonny Gray are actually better than the numbers for Joe Ryan?
No.
And so you don't have to give up the 12 years of service.
Don't say that. Don't talk about that. I don't want to hear that crap at all. We know what Sonny Gray is. You don't need to feed that stuff, the numbers, the metrics. We know what he is, and he ain't it. I don't even care about the New York stuff. He's not it. It's not enough.
He's not going to make it.
It's not enough.
I agree.
This is not a fit.
I think it has the potential to be a disaster.
Not a fit. Mark, when you hear the Red Sox are interested in so-and-so, Schwarber, Alonso, what's your reaction?
I don't buy any of it because until they can close deals, I just think that they think because they did get a couple of guys and Garrett Crochet and Bregman came here, they think that if they just feed some of this up to the media and we can hear it, we're going to be satisfied and everybody's going to stay at their computer and wait for the big update to come. That's not enough. They need to close the deal. You tell me, Mazz, did this ever happen back in the day when they were actually spending and contending? Did we hear stuff? It just happened. I don't remember hearing rumors of Carl Crawford, and that stuff didn't work out. But they just got guys. They just,
No, you heard it, but they actually got it.
Okay, they went and got guys.
I mean, you knew they were in on Manny Ramirez, and they got him. And you knew they were in on Kurt Schilling, and they got him. And they were definitely in on Mark Teixeira, and they didn't. But
but they were legitimate.
But they were legitimately there at the table. Lucchino just got too cute at the end. So, no, you heard about it, Mark. They just actually came home with the guys.
I'm going to just say this, okay, because I was thinking about this, and it was a perfect analogy, and it's so true, and I'm going to just – they need to overspend. And what I mean is, if you think about like a budget, okay, to keep it simple, $5,000 a month for your basic expenses, mortgage, bills, all the different things. If you make $6,800 a month and that's what you bring home, that's good, I'm good. Not really, because other stuff comes up. The dog gets sick. The car goes to crap. You need more than that, okay? It's like a baseball team.
Was this Colin Cowherd? Go ahead.
It's a Colin Cowherd analogy.
Yep.
Thank you. This is like a baseball team. You can't just say, "Hey, we got a starter.
And
we
then
got
the
an
dog
ace.
gets sick.
We got a 3-hitter."
And then the kids have daycare. Go ahead.
No, I'm just
Or
saying.
they need braces.
We've seen it with the Dodgers. We've seen it with the Blue Jays. You need more. Because those guys, the ace, the 3-hitter, the 3-hitter might be in a slump. The ace might need you might need a number 2 or number 3 to win the big game to get you over the hump for a championship. You got to go above and beyond. That's what they used to do. That's what the Dodgers do. That's what the big teams that spend and win do. And until they're willing to do it, they're not going to be good enough, and they're not adequate enough.
Baseball item number 2. Been debating whether I should go out to Cooperstown, and I've never been to the Baseball Hall of Fame, but now I have my reason.
Oh, yes. I know. I heard about this.
I'm telling you. You want me to get in the car and drive 5 hours to spend a day at a museum? Jeff Kent.
That'll do it for you.
That's the one. That's the one that'll finally get me there. Can I say something, Miss?
Yeah, please do.
Do baseball writers or the Baseball Hall of Fame have any idea that their Hall of Fame is actually supposed to be, I don't know, interesting?
Elite.
Or that?
No, not anymore. No. We live in an era where everybody not only gets a trophy, they get a plaque in the Hall of Fame, apparently.
But it's not just that. It's okay. So obviously the Hall of Fame's job is to put in the best players into their Hall of Fame. Yeah, obviously. But there should be a sub element that
we want people to come here.
This is an attraction. I don't know if it's a for-profit business or a non-profit business, but I'm sure they charge ticket prices. So on some level, they have to sell tickets. Do they ever think about this?
No, see, this is why they call it, this part has not registered with them or landed with them. It's why they call it the Hall of Fame and not the Hall of Achievement. Because it's about the people who drive you to watch, who drive you to explore the history of the game. It's for those kinds of names and personalities and, dare I say, Ruthian figures in the history of the sport.
So here's an idea.
Jeff Kent.
Don't put in
no relation to Clark.
The guy that Jeff Kent played with.
I'd rather have Clark Kent in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Who set and broke the most iconic record in sports. All along the way of leaving a trail of controversy and intrigue and buzz and whatever. Let's have a Hall of Fame with no Barry Bonds, but with Jeff Kent. That'll pack him in. That'll bring him in.
So I'll tell you that is like such a great point, though. To think about it, if there were a Barry Bonds exhibit, not just a plaque, some sort of exhibit. In fact, if they took the whole steroid era and put all those guys in a wing on their own and said these guys don't have plaques in the main room, but they were the standout performers of their era, and they put up some sort of exhibit of them in there, don't you think that would be the most popular room in the whole museum?
All I know is how am Roger Clemens? No. Barry Bonds? No. A-Rod, no, right?
Correct. Manny, no.
Manny Ramirez, no. But I get to drive out and see Craig Biggio, Jeff Kent,
Harold Baines,
and Scott Rowland, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't Scott Rowland just get it?
He's in, yes.
I mean, really, what are you doing out there? What is that? What are you really trying to accomplish with that? And oh, by the way, you think Jeff Kent was clean? I mean,
no, I don't.
I mean, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking anyone to,
He was in 1988 when he played for the Katua Kettleers in the Cape League.
I'm just, you think Jeff. So all because, let me tell you something. The reason Barry Bonds got rung up is because he was freaking awesome, and so, oh my God, why am I blanking on the name? From Balco.
Anderson?
No, the investigator. Norcross, not Norcross. What was his name? The guy that spearheaded the whole thing. He got a hair across.
Not Victor Conte.
No.
Oh, Jeff Nowitzki.
Nowitzki. I think that's him.
Yeah.
I think he was an IRS agent, if I'm not mistaken. But he was a big sports fan, and he got a hair across his ass about what he thought was obvious cheating by Barry Bonds in the steroid era. So basically, he started digging through Barry Bonds' trash, or the trash of Barry Bonds' trainers and Balco. That's how it started. Do you know why Jeff Nowitzki did not start digging through Jeff Kent's trash?
Because nobody cares.
Who cares about Jeff Kent? No one ever. So Jeff Kent never got picked through. But when he went to San Francisco, at the same time Barry Bonds was there, oh, gee, what do you think happened?
Started to hit.
Let me give you his home runs by year before San Francisco. 11, 21, 14, 20, 12. Those were his home runs by year. Then he got to San Francisco starting in 1997. 29, 31, 23, 33, 22, 37. At the age 37 home runs at the age of
34.
34 in 2002. Wow. I wonder. There's no direct accusations there. I'm just, that the voters are convinced he was doing that the right way. Now, I wonder what would happen if Nowitzki was picking through his trash. I'm just curious. I don't know, but I don't think he was put through the same scrutiny, because I will say once again, no one cares about Jeff Kent. Not when he played, not now. Yet he's in, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens are out. That is, what a dumb Hall of Fame that is.
Really, though, again, and Bonds and Clemens, as we know, the best pitcher and the best hitter of their era. At that time. In fact, arguably like the greatest pitcher and greatest player of all time. They're in the conversation, those two guys. For those two things, neither one of them in the Hall of Fame. And A-Rod's another one. A-Rod should be in there too. Like, he's one of the great, great players in the history of the game. Love him, hate him, anything else. He was a tremendous, tremendous talent and worth watching every time he came to the plate.
The worst part to me is, what was Major League Baseball doing during the steroid era? They were
ignoring
it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to act that way in real time, why would you hold this against them so ferociously all these years later?
They really did use those guys because the game needed popularity.
Oh, it was a great era. I wish they'd bring steroids back.
Go
ahead.
No, this plays to your point, Mike. They used them for the eyeballs. Right? They needed the eyeballs on the game. So they used Bonds, they used Clemens, they used A-Rod, they used Manny. They used all those guys for the eyeballs, but now they won't use them for eyeballs at the Hall of Fame.
Jeff Kent, Scott Rowland, Craig Biggio, Harold Baines.
Oh, God.
Those guys are all, and Baines and Kent are really similar in my mind. It's in that, they're in that 2,500 to 3,000 hit range, although I can't remember if Baines actually got his 3,000 hit.
I don't think he did.
I think he was just short of it. It was like, I want to say it was like 2,900.
His 3,000 hits is Hall of Fame to me. I don't think he got 3,000.
But a lot of those guys they all end up in that window. And, Dwight Evans is in that window, and they're all good players, but they're not all-time greats.
Jeff Kent was just put in on some sort of veterans committee. It wasn't the full regular vote. Jeff Kent, as a player, never polled higher than 47% You need 75% to get in.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the ballot for 10 straight years. Never got higher than 40. That 40 sub 4. I think 46.5% was his highest watermark. And now all of a sudden he's in.
No, the standard is dropped
But
through
the
the floor.
greatest pitcher and hitter of a generation and a half are out.
Right. So, they've lowered the standard and still kept the best guys out.
What? Who would ever go to your Hall of Fame?
But you mentioned it about being box office. I don't know if they think about the Hall of Fame in that
Well,
way.
they obviously don't. Because who could? How could they? They obviously don't, Mark. Come buy your tickets and your 3-day packages to come see Scott Rowland and the Jeff Kent plaque. I mean, you've got to be kidding me.
It's like the NBA Hall of Fame now is what it is. The NBA Hall of Fame's a joke. You can get in there before you're done playing.
Yeah, but, for Pete's sake, Jeff Kent. Who's next?